I will add this back in later. I stayed with my family friend for 2 nights, and then in between I day hiked from Mount Vernon to Edison, and then we had dinner together, and then stayed another night, and then this day I had a 0 day and went to the library and worked on my videos, and then we all hung out and got to reminisce and just had a really nice time chatting. And she's so nice, and we're both so excited to catch up after all this time, and she's letting me stay in the extra room that they have, and so I can shower and laundry and kind of have like a base camp to do a lot of the hike in and around Mount Vernon and Bellingham, so that I don't have to try and find somewhere to stay the night, which can be hard in the middle of the cities. There's the train I took the other day, going the other way. I'm gonna take a little picture video of these. I'm back in Edison. Here it is in the morning light. And it's a really small little town. There's the end of the road, and that's it. It's cold this morning. Buffalo. So today I'm going to the Checkanuts and Oyster Dome, which is that over there. My friend dropped me off back in Edison, and we went to the bread farm, which has delicious pastries and I'm sure very delicious bread, which I got a loaf and I'm gonna eat it later. And then today I get to camp again. I get to be in my tent in the woods again. This part of the road walk is not great. There's a guardrail and kind of a narrow shoulder between me and the white line, but it's also, there's not a lot of cars coming. There's 2 bald eagles in there. I'm walking back to the bridge so I can see the eagles. They flew over here somewhere. Oh, is that them? Doesn't look like it. Maybe. Okay, here is the trail into the Chuckanuts, but I'm only about 5.5, 6 miles away from a campsite, and so I think I'm gonna walk up the road a little bit and get some lunch first. Okay, I'm trying an oyster. This is the Kumamoto. So it's like a hard cider vinegar thing. Pacific Northwest Trail, east to the Rocky Mountains, 883 miles, and west to the Pacific Ocean, 223 miles. Oh, that's not good. The Horn and the British Army Trails both look like the ones I was gonna take to get into town. So the ferns up top are green, and then it kind of seems like the underneath blades kind of die. Also, I am in the Chuckanuts hiking up to Oyster Dome, and I'm back in the forest and using trekking poles again. I'm up on Oyster Dome, and there were some other really nice hikers here, and they gave me lemon drops. Okay, I had a Queen Amman pastry just now, and earlier I had a bran muffin and an apple thing, and then here's a potato leek pastry. It's great views of the bay, the sound, the strait, whatever this is. Oh, the crows are really... So there's Anacortes again, and in the background, those are the Olympics. And let's see, I think over there, I'm starting to look at the San Juans in there. And then behind them, those kind of the farther ones, I'm looking at Canada. That's Vancouver Island, where Victoria is. Oh, look at the crows go. And then I think in there is Bellingham Bay, and then also sort of looking towards the waters between between Vancouver Island and the mainland. And then over here, those are Canada mountains, and those are the ones by Vancouver. That's looking kind of northish. Oh, and then this thing is more of the Oyster Dome mountain area. Like I think it's Oyster Dome South and Middle or something. And I'm trying to figure out, Bellingham's in there, and I'm trying to figure out how to get there. I think I can go this way. There's maybe some trails. There's a lot of trails in there if I can get over there. But I'm not sure about my route yet. Okay, I watched the view from Oyster Dome for a while. It was just so nice to watch the islands as the sun was setting, even though it was behind the clouds. But now I'm heading to hopefully a campsite by a lake in here. I've officially put my headlamp on before 5 p.m. It is 4:59 and I cannot see without my headlamp. There's Lily Lake. Here's Lizard Lake. I am only out in the woods for today, tonight, and a little bit of tomorrow. So I resupplied entirely out of that bread farm bakery in Edison. And I've already eaten all of my pastries pretty much. And I got also a potato loaf and then this butter. It's so good with the sea salt. Oh. There's Lizard Lake. Nice fire pit. Here's my tent. I haven't set my tent up in almost 3 weeks, I think. And I think also this is going to be the last night I tent camp on the whole trail. And the one thing about the inflatable sleeping pads is that although they're nice and comfortable, they're kind of annoying to blow up. You're either taking 40 breaths or using one of those like electric ones, which I personally don't like, but that's a personal opinion. Anyways, I'm gonna see if I can show how I like to inflate them. I learned this on YouTube from someone ages ago, no idea who it was, and I've done it ever since. This is my pack liner that I use to keep my stuff dry on the inside of my pack, and then I will get a big bag of air, and then I will just kind of fluff it. Okay, fluff it a bit, like make sure that hole's open, and then I have my fingers like that, making an air seal, and then there's the valve, and then the air seal, and I kind of, yeah, I've got my hands hopefully sealing it. We'll see if I've done a good job. And then right now I'm squeezing, I have the bag of air. Can I show you? I just squeeze the whole bag in there. Little bag. Usually takes about 3 bags of air. I have to like really use my whole body to push the air through. And alright, that's it. It is inflated. Another thing I don't think I ever showed is how I put my shoes into slipper mode every night. I don't have camp shoes, so I just take my shoes, and they're usually tied nice and tight, but I just make this little loose knot, and now they can just slip off and on, and they're comfortable to wear.